Although we're at ISE 2013, actually day 2 of ISE 2013 in Amsterdam, I actually have found the guy who's in charge of InfoComm, which is coming up in a little less than 4.5 months, something like that, and it's going to be in Orlando this year. Jason McGraw, your Senior Vice President of Expositions, he's the guy, anyway, is in charge of the InfoComm show. Jason, first of all, your impressions of ISE.
Well, another record event here in Amsterdam. It's incredible. The 10th year of the show, you know, as we grew from a really small event to 10 times the size in 10 years, starting from Geneva to now. It's amazing.
And back then, I remember you were helping lug all the stuff in along with all of us 10 years ago, and that it was kind of weird because you'd walk outside the convention center. There's not very many times you go to a convention hall where you look outside and there's snow-capped mountains right outside the convention center. This is a lot different, and the venue is huge. Yeah. The number of people, I mean, I know you don't know the numbers yet, but it looks to me that it's going to be a record year.
Oh, absolutely. I think Mike Blackman and the team here are very confident to exceed last year's numbers, so well over 40,000 folks for sure.
Yeah, well, let's turn our attention to InfoComm. So InfoComm's coming up in June, and I understand registration for the show is actually getting ready to open up.
That's true. Next week, the week of February 4th, we'll be opening registration for June's show in Orlando. So registering for courses and show floor access and special events and tours will all be online.
So all you got to do is go to InfoCommShow.org. Is that right? And don't you have an InfoCommShow.org site?
Correct.
Of course, the regular InfoComm site is InfoComm.org. But if you want to sign up for the InfoComm Show, give it a week, bookmark it, put it on your calendar, go to InfoCommShow.org. I'm expecting this to be a record year. It's tough because when you move back and forth between Vegas and Orlando, it's so easy to get to Vegas for everybody on the East Coast. But it's also really inexpensive in general to fly to Orlando. There's no reason not to go to the show in Orlando because it seems like there are always ways to find really inexpensive flights going into Orlando.
It's true. Both for exhibitors and attendees, hotels are affordable. Air travel on the East Coast, you can get there in a couple hours. Driving the entire Southeast is very accessible to Orlando. And we have attendees also that come from around the world. We still have a lot of visitors that come from Europe to the show in Orlando to see products that are offered in North America that aren't here in Europe, for example. So, yes, both shows are very similar in size now, but there's also differences in the exhibitors, and certainly the breadth of education at our show in the United States is the most that we offer anywhere in the world. So it is a great opportunity for our visitors from around the globe.
Yeah, and I know that you being in charge of the exposition itself definitely want to get people to the show floor, but you mentioned education. I mean, I've stressed this over and over and over again through the years that you can't go to a show without signing up for an educational course, because here you have every subject matter expert that knows everything about AV in one place at one time in Orlando this coming June. I know that you're not in charge of education, but is the educational, what's it starting to look like? Is it going to be more than last year, about the same as last year, and where are the new topics coming from?
Well, Melissa Taggart and our education team, every year she works with our professional education and training committee of volunteers, members, and they put together a new program. They review all the course offerings. We do a call for submission for papers and speakers for the show. We always strive to have new topics and the latest hot topic areas. As you know, Gary, from past years, we have our pre-com program that's for 3 days. Then we have Super Tuesday topics that are advanced topics. And then we have the seminars and workshops that run during the 3 days of the show. So all told, we'll have well over 100 sessions going on at the show this year. More than 50% of them are new. We're focusing on secure AV, digital audio and video, design courses, CTS prep courses. We do the certification training on site like we've offered here in Amsterdam as well this week. So it's just a great opportunity. It doesn't matter what level of expertise you are, whether you're new to the industry or you're a seasoned veteran. We have a host of different types of offerings, both direct education and training, and then like our Future Trends program on Super Tuesday. Last year we had almost 500 people attend that program, biggest event that we do at InfoComm from an education standpoint. We also have manufacturer training from 30 different manufacturers that runs during the show. We have a record number of audio demo rooms this year that we're actually going to open up on Tuesday, a day ahead of the show, so we'll have 4 days for audio demo rooms this year. We also run our AV technology tours off-site to local venues, so you can see real-world applications of the technology. So, you can go off in the classrooms and learn about the theory and application. You can go on the show floor to see the products. We're also adding this year attendee tours on the show floor, walk people through if they're interested in educational technology, live events, digital signage, or conferencing, unified communications. We're going to provide guided tours this year as well. So we have a host of activities. We also have show floor education, 20-minute sessions in digital signage, mobile conferencing to take advantage of for attendees. So there's so much opportunity to learn, and then apply that also learning from the manufacturers with their new products. So we just think it's an unparalleled opportunity this year in Orlando.
Yeah, I would suggest that if you're not sure what to sign up for, and if it's maybe your first time going to InfoComm, or you've gone to InfoComm in the past and you're not sure what educational class to sign up for, the Super Tuesday is a great way to start, because it's an all-day, gives you a good breadth of everything going on, and it sort of culminates with a panel discussion about stuff that's going on as well. So in the industry, and by the way, speaking of which, one of the big areas that if you walk in the show floor in the last couple of years that really has ramped up quite a bit is the digital signage area of InfoComm. I suspect that we'll see even more of that this year with the growth of that market.
That's true, and in fact we're adding a new feature area for content creation for digital signage this year. So it is a main area of the show, and certainly with the display manufacturers, and we have all the components that you need for a system, from the media players to the distribution, the displays, and now also trying to get more of the content provisioning and managed services to be showcased at the show, along with education. We think we have a perfect opportunity, perfect package to really come and learn and understand digital signage.
So registration opens next week. I implore all of you to go to InfoComm, and I know sometimes you're limited by budgets and you're limited by obviously your management distributing money, but there's a lot of opportunities out there, and a lot of times a lot of you have co-op dollars that can be spent from manufacturers on going to a show like InfoComm. If you're distributing money and you're trying to figure out how to spend money for 2013, if you can set aside a few $100s to attend InfoComm, because you can do it that inexpensively, especially if you're within driving distance to get to InfoComm. There are hotel rooms. There are hotels that are in the $55, $65 range if you're willing to stay a little bit outside of Orlando. And but it's not that expensive. You can double up or triple up in rooms. It's worth walking the show for a day or two. It is the best show in the United States right now that covers, and I can't say the world because we're here at ISE and Mike Blackman might get upset, but it is a show that everybody should absolutely attend, and registration opens up next week. Anything else you want to tell us about the show, or any sort of last-minute hints you can give us?
Well, Gary, we always talk about video, but InfoComm U.S. show is really the largest show for pro audio in North America, the Western Hemisphere. We have over 250 audio manufacturers. I mentioned the audio demo rooms earlier, but you have all the top brands at the show. We have more exhibitors showing pro audio product than any other B2B trade show in North America. So that's an integral part of any audiovisual system, is the sound and the video. And so we oftentimes talk about what's new, what's hot, but you're going to see the latest in digital audio systems, distributed audio, line arrays, large venue, fixed install, everything from mixers and microphones and consoles to amplifiers, everything that you need from an audio standpoint. And it's one of the top product feature areas that attendees come to the show every year to see. So I want to highlight that as well. But we always have new exhibitors every year, 200 new companies at the show. So it's always the best place in North America to come and see the latest technology, to get the best education. And honestly, to your other point, you can't afford to miss the show. It's really, I think, the best investment you can make in helping your business. And if you're an institutional buyer, where else are you going to see 900 plus manufacturers at one time in a few days to see all the latest and greatest products and technologies that you're going to be putting in your facilities, you know, in the coming year. So we think it's the one time a year that you need to get together and attend the event and you know, meet new business contacts. Networking is the other big part of, you know, you have education, new products, and networking. Those are the three staples that you can get out of a tremendous world-class show like InfoComm.
I totally agree, and it's interesting. Good point pointing out the audio, because a lot of people forget that the A in AV is audio. Right. And I know that people like Russ Gettner and Gordon Moore will be happy that you highlighted the audio stuff. So absolutely. So InfoComm.org for all that InfoComm does, but InfoCommShow.org for signing up for the show, which opens up next week. And of course, we'll be reporting live from the show. We'll be tweeting from the show, and I assume the InfoComm hashtag for 2013 will be InfoComm13.
That's a good one. Thank you.
All right. Well, this is Gary Kayye. Thanks, Jason, for your time today, and keep watching all the videos. If you want to check out all the stuff that we've shot here on the at the InfoComm, or sorry, at the ISE show here in Amsterdam, all you got to do is go to our portal at www.ravenowise.com.